Hi, Grizzlies. It's Miss Rebecca, the math coach, and today we're going to collide some math and poetry and a little writing. So, did you know that April is Poetry Month? Well, it is, and I wanted to introduce you to one of my favorite poets, Shel Silverstein. Most of you probably know him. He's written some great books like The Giving Tree and some wonderful poetry books as well. Today, we're going to take a poem from his book, Where the Sidewalk Ends. This poem that we're going to do today is called 1 Inch Tall. Before we get started, though, how big is an inch? Find a ruler if you can and identify how high 1 inch is. Do you have anything in your house that is only 1 inch tall or 1 inch long? Go on a scavenger hunt in your house and see how many items you can find that are about an inch. If you were only 1 inch tall, how would your life be different? That's exactly what Shel Silverstein thought when he wrote this poem. Here's the poem. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd ride a worm to school. The teardrop of a crying ant would be your swimming pool. A crumb of cake would be a feast, and last you 7 days at least. A flea would be a frightening beast if you were 1 inch tall. If you were only 1 inch tall, you'd walk beneath the door, and it would take about a month to get down to the store. A bit of fluff would be your bed. You'd swing upon a spider's thread and wear a thimble on your head if you were 1 inch tall. You'd surf across the kitchen sink upon a stick of gum. You couldn't hug your mama, you'd just have to hug her thumb. You'd run from people's feet in fright. To move a pen would take all night. This poem took 14 years to write, 'cause I'm just 1 inch tall. So I hope you enjoyed that poem. Since we're in Guatemala and we usually use the metric system to measure length and height, I want you now to think about a different measurement. Instead of being 1 inch, what about being 1 centimeter? Find a ruler with metric measurements. Identify how big 1 centimeter is. What would your life be like if you were only 1 centimeter tall? Would the kid in the poem by Shel Silverstein be bigger than you or smaller than you? Here are some possible next steps. It's up to you, but these could be really fun. You could write a poem of your own. It could be about being 1 inch or 1 centimeter or any measurement you want. You could draw a picture of yourself as someone that's 1 centimeter tall. What would the environment you're in look like? You could write a story about your day as a person who's only 1 centimeter tall. Maybe in your story, you could meet the boy in the poem who's 1 inch tall. Get creative. There's lots of fun things to do, and poetry can inspire us in many ways. If you enjoyed this poem, you can check out more poems and other resources from Shel Silverstein at shelsilverstein.com. Have a great day, Grizzlies, and thanks for doing poetry and math with me.